Welcome back as we continue coverage of questions to ministers in the social services cluster. We pick up on a question from Mr. Mike Waters of the DA to the Minister of Social Development. The question relates to the appointment of the Central Drug Authority Board. A new board of the Central Drug Authority is expected to be inaugurated today. Its mandate is to curb substance abuse.
Parliament passed and submitted to you before the end of September to your department the 12 names for the board. Your excuse for not appointing them after 5 months that you've had those names and after 5 months from the previous board's term as it expired does not hold water, Minister. You cannot just simply change the 12 names that Parliament has submitted to you. Can you give the real reason what has taken you nearly 6 months to appoint the CDA board? Thank you.
The answer is the CDA is there and it's going to meet in next week.
Point of order. Speaker, the Minister is now deliberately misleading the House. The CDA has not been appointed and she knows that. It has not been appointed and you're misleading the House, Minister.
Continue, Minister. Order.
Ngicela umhlekazi azo withdraw lento ayishilo speaker before aphume. No, we are not going to stand conservative people who don't want to accept changes that are there in the country.
On a point of
how
order,
men
Speaker.
are shouting.
Honourable members,
Men
please
are
respect the
shouting,
House.
they are agitated, they are
Please
angry.
respect the House. All members, clearly this is not right. Please respect the House.
Mr. Speaker, may I address you?
Yes.
I would really like to appeal to you to protect the ministers as they respond to the House, Speaker. Allow them space because it's not fair that a question is asked to a minister when he tries to explain and respond. There is howling. There is decorum of the House and members of the opposition. And I'm appealing to the whips of the opposition party to take responsibility and protect the decorum of this House.
All members,
Honourable
please
Speaker.
order. The point is valid. We must have the decorum
But the
in this
whips
House.
will control the members if the ministers answer the questions.
The whips must control the members. It's not conditional.
Next on our list for oral reply is the Ministry of Human Settlements. Mr. Ketamabala Sitole of the IFP wanted to know how many poorly constructed RDP houses have been rectified to date and how many still require rectifying.
Department is focused on building quality houses and we are firm on that. Sadly, there are people who continue to do shoddy workmanship, as it has been stated in this House before. This cannot be tolerated, and we are strengthening our monitoring capacity. Since the introduction of the program, up to the 31st of December 2012, the provincial departments rectified a total number of 158,729 units. According to the provincial business plans, for the 2012-2013 financial year, provincial departments plan to rectify a total of about 30,000 units. I thank you.
Is there a follow-up question, Honourable Sitole?
I don't understand if the minister says it's the provincial. Which province? Because he's supposed to give us a breakdown per province. How many have been built per province? How many have been built per municipality? How many have been built per local municipality?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The member asked how many houses have been rectified nationally, and I'm giving you a national breakdown of what has been rectified. If you wanted the answer that you are saying right now, your question should be clearly questioned. You must articulate your question properly.
Well, there were more follow-up questions on the rectification of RDP houses. We pick up on a question from Ms. Makosazana Njobe of COPE.
As for the rectification of a shoddy work done in some of the RDP villages, and I want to agree with you that you have answered this question before, but it persists, Honourable Minister. Right there in my own area, in my municipality, almost all the villages need rectification. And the people have been waiting all this long, and there is no movement towards rectifying those buildings. So, is it really being realistic by the department to keep making all these unfulfilled promises?
We have been utilizing also National Home Builders Registration Council, which is NHBRC, for quality assurance. We are also beefing up our inspectorate, even in terms of our monitoring and evaluation unit at a national level. But we want also at a provincial level to have inspectorate so that at the end of the day, the monitoring of house start at a brick level from the foundation so up to the roof, so that we can ensure that at the end of the day, we see this nagging as time goes by. But I agree with you, there are some of these shoddy work somewhere nationally, but they're not as they were before. There is some improvement. We have seen quality houses that have been built now. There is some improvement. Let's accept the improvement that we are seeing. There's no way that we can nagging on harping on the negatives and not talking about the positives as well. I thank you.
Honourable Smith.
Thank you, Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, vast sums of money have been wasted on shoddy construction work since '94. So my question to you in respect of these contractors with their shoddy work is, do you have a register of who these contractors are, and have you blacklisted them from any further work? And then related to that, what attempts have your department made to get money back from the contractors who failed to perform according to their contracts? Thank you.
Honourable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Honourable Smith. Yes, we are compiling a register to blacklist these contractors who are giving us this shoddy work. And we are in the process of ensuring that we get the money back for government, because we did not get value for money, for the money we've paid for this work that has been done thus far. But we are serious. In fact, what we want to do, we are saying that those who find on the blacklisted register must not get any tenders in the government. Even in any department, they must not get tenders from government at all. So we are really compiling the blacklisted register. I thank.
Honourable Khalapa.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Deputy Minister, I think you would agree with me that access to housing is a human right as enshrined in the Constitution, and rectification is a fruitless and wasteful expenditure. And the 930 million that is spent on this could have provided quality houses to those on the waiting list. I think we are building backwards on this one and not providing any new houses. Can you agree with me that it means that the National Home Builders Regulation Council that has received a qualified report with over 201 million in irregular expenditure is failing in its mandate to ensure that proper quality houses are being built for the poor? I thank you.
Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I agree with you that rectification is indeed a fruitless expenditure, but at the same time, we must ensure the dignity of our people. It's important when we ensure that the houses have got cracks, that we rectify them so that they don't fall on our people. Because if they do so, then the people will sue government for the work which has been done shoddily. Ours is to avoid that. That's why we put preventive measures in place. That's why we are saying that we need to ensure that the houses are built properly from a foundation level upwards. We are saying so. But I wouldn't agree with you that we are saying that NHBRC is failing you, because you must remember what we are rectifying at the moment is processes that began in 1994 upwards. So there's a huge work that needs to be done, not only for the house that we are building now, but even the house that we've built many years ago. So don't put tag on NHBRC, please. I thank you.
Well, let's take a break. A View from the House will continue in a moment. Stay with us.